in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to end up letting them do it. It's fun to like let people think that I could have maybe like seriously taken it to, let me see, maybe is this railing and you want me to jump and what, tumble? Nah, you do it. But even to think about it, people are like, oh, he may do it. Like, there's no way I'm going to do it. But, I start stretching out. Yeah, go ahead. Let them do it.
I'm Anna Rumer with PopCulture, and today I have with us Oscar Nunez to talk all about The Lost City. Hey, Oscar, how you doing?
This person is Anna Rumer. I don't want to work with that. Oh, hey.
Oh no. Oh, that's so awkward. How are you?
So awkward. I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to talk about this movie. And I am thrilled to hear that Sandra Bullock called you personally to be like, you've got to be in this. You got to tell me about that. Because that would, if I got a text from Sandra Bullock, I think I'd pass away.
She's the best. She's the best. Anna, she's the best. And she did text and I was like, what? Yeah, sure. And it was it's work vacation. So I took my wife and kid. Yeah, it's the best. It's the best. It's a dream come true.
I was going to say, that doesn't seem like a hard pitch to get you to sign on from. The movie's funny. It's in a beautiful location. Were you just immediately like, absolutely?
Yeah. And I got to take my family and go swimming in the Caribbean.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. We pretty much,
beautiful.
Yeah.
A sweet deal. And how was it to reunite with Sandra? I mean, it's been, however many years since the proposal. That must have been so much fun.
Yeah. We didn't have a scene just the very last scene, which we shot on the last, but we did get to connect and our families hung out together a little bit. So yeah, it was fun.
Oh, that sounds like so much fun. And you also got to reunite with Da'Vine Joy Randolph as well. And you guys had a lot of screen time together. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, the first time I saw her was the day we shot on the tarmac. And I was like, holy shit. Because we knew each other from Canada, from Toronto, from People of Earth. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was, yeah.
And did that chemistry just like come right back or tell me a little bit about building that on screen? Because you guys were so great together.
We just go into it. There's no, she's doing her thing. I do my thing. She doesn't, I was hitting on her and she's like, no, I'm not having it. And so I was just trying to make it like persistent, but not creepy. Like just, he doesn't realize. And so we just, that's where we were playing in that area.
It was so much fun to watch. I mean, this whole movie looks like it was a blast to film. And obviously, you're off swimming in your off hours, but when you're on set, were you having as much fun as we were watching it?
Yes. Except for the scene where I tackled Daniel.
Yes.
That was a little harrowing because we were like a dozen boats on the water, floating in choppy water, jumping from boat to boat. And I'm like, surely someone's going to twist an ankle at the very least. And Da'Vine and I and Daniel were jumping from boat to boat and no one got hurt. It was amazing that no one got hurt.
I have so many questions about that scene. I mean, how much of that did you do? How much of that was stunt person? Because it was crazy.
Stunt people. But even more dangerous in the scene is just people jumping from boat to boat because the boats are going like this in the water.
Yeah, so, I mean, the whole thing is nuts.
Yeah, it's nuts. A lot of boats on the water. You don't see them there. You just see the one boat. But for that one boat, there's like 12 others going all over the place. And a helicopter.
Yeah, were you like safety designated, being like, hey, everyone, you better be careful? Because it sounds like you were on the ankle patrol.
I was. I'm like, even because they have people there. They're like, all right, hold my hand, jump, whatever, be careful. But even with all that, the boats are like, and you're like, okay, when do it's up to you. Yeah. Jump down.
Right.
And so it's a lot of safety and precautions. And there has to be luck involved also, because you'll need luck on top of everything else. Because even with everything, something can happen.
Oh, 100%. Well, and with the decision to be like, I'm not doing the tackle, that's crazy. What was that conversation like? And did you talk to Daniel about it at all?
No, it wasn't a serious conversation. I saw the guy do it, and I'm like, I could do that, you guys. And the directors are like, can you? And I'm like, yes, I can do it from like this step, like the second step. They're like, we don't want you jumping from the second step isn't a jump. You have to jump from the top thing. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that. It's too high.
Yeah.
And my brain's like, you can do it. And my body's like, you're not 20. You can't do it. Why do it? Why would you even want to do it? And there's no mat. I'm like, oh, so you're going to put a mat down? And the stunt guy's like, no, there's no mat. We're landing on the freaking steel metal. I'm like, all right, never mind. And plus, the fellows are there already. Let them do their thing. Let them work and do their stuff.
Oh, 100%. The second there's no mat, I'm out too. I get that.
but it's also, even if you're like, in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to end up letting them do it. It's fun to like let people think that I could have maybe like seriously taken it to, let me see, maybe is this railing and you want me to jump and tumble? Nah, you do it. But even to think about it, people are like, oh, you may do it. Like, there's no way I'm going to do it. But, I start stretching out. Yeah. Let them do it.
You're like, oh, it's an off day. I did legs yesterday. You guys can
do it. Exactly. Like, I forgot I had a latte half an hour ago. Now you do the stunt.
Well, and did Daniel like miss getting tackled by you personally? Because I imagine that's a special experience for him.
He didn't get tackled either.
Yeah. Oh, really? Another stunt. You guys just off having coffee on the side.
Yes. And then Daniel, and then they cut, and then we go lie down like gentlemen, and then we do the same.
I love that. That sounds like a much better way of doing it than having to tackle or be tackled. Yeah.
Again, especially, you're taking someone else's job away. Let them do it. They're there. Yeah.
Of course. Well, what was your favorite scene to film, and what was your favorite scene to watch that you weren't necessarily in?
My favorite scene to watch was Bowen and Sandra and Channing in the interview at the beginning of the movie. Yeah. That's my favorite scene. And my favorite scene to shot was probably being in the plane with the animals in Divine. Yeah. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. I mean, speaking of the animals, your wonderful co-star, Randy the Goat, how was that? I know they say don't work with children or animals, but how was the experience?
She's fine. I got news just before starting this. She ran away from her farm. We don't know if she's from the big city, but they found her. Okay, good. I didn't know she was coming to live with you. Away in a sugarcane field, eating sugarcane. They brought her back home. She's fine.
Okay. No harm, no foul. She was very cute,
and she would bleat like when she couldn't see the guy, her owner. Yeah. And then when she saw him, she would stop. And so they said, well, you better give her treats, and then she won't be doing that all the time. And that worked out fine.
That's wonderful. Is there anything that really appealed to you watching back, or a joke that you didn't know about that was particularly funny to you watching back that you didn't get while you were on set?
I'll have to watch it one more time, a third time, because first time it was in a quiet theater and we were very critical of it. Me and my wife were like, oh. Then the second time was with an audience and they laughed so much and it was so much fun that I missed a lot of lines. So I have to go watch it one more time. But I do enjoy that first scene when the Bowen is interviewing them. I think they're so funny. Sandra and Channing and Bowen are so funny in that scene.
Oh, absolutely.
I also enjoy, I want to hear Patty's lines, because when she came on, just her face, and people are such big fans that they were laughing so hard I missed her lines here when starting Westwood. So I want to go back and watch that again.
You're like, people enjoy the movie less. I've got to hear it. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for talking with me about it. The movie is hilarious. I can't wait for even more people to see it whenever it gets released at home.
Thank you.